Welcome to Tejano Time Podcast, where we celebrate the music, culture, and traditions of Tejano music. Thanks for joining us as we sit down with the biggest names in Tejano music. From legendary artists to rising stars, we will talk about their latest projects, share stories from the road, and maybe dive into history and heritage of Tejano music. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and enjoy this episode of Tejano Time. Here's your host, Keith Leal.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us right here on another episode of the Tejano Time Podcast. My guest tonight, Veronica Chapa Hernandez, is with us here. Welcome to the show, first of all.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Keith. I appreciate it.
No problem. It's great to have you. Now, I got my co-host is down here. He just joining the show right now. Let me just bring him in on the stage right quick. There he is, Mr. Tony V. That's right. Welcome to the show, Tony. Welcome back.
Oh, it's great to be here. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. You know, family first, but
yes,
everything worked out. We're here on time, and I'm glad that I was able to make it and meet Veronica also for the first time.
Nice to meet you, Tony. I'm glad you made it here safely.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, going to have a great show, guys, tonight right here on Tejano Time. We got a great artist here, Veronica Chapa. We're going to get to know a little bit about her tonight. So, first of all, congratulations on your emerging musical journey right now. You've been doing this for, let's talk about that. How long have you been doing this?
Well, starting the music part, seriously, less than a year.
Wow.
It'll be a year in May where I took the leap, or April, where I took the leap in trying to do music and do something that was dear to my heart, which is going into the conjunto genre of Tejano music here in Texas. And so, yeah, I'm here for the ride, and I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot as I go. I feel like every opportunity I do take, and
right,
it's one step closer to learning something, honestly,
yes,
every time I do something like this.
And your hometown is Alice, Texas. Well, that's where your hometown, Alice, Texas. But you live in San Antonio, correct?
Yes, I live
Awesome.
in San Antonio, but my hometown, very proudly, is Alice, Texas.
Yes, and that is a conjunto town, no doubt.
Without a doubt, you know it.
Yes, they are. They are a great little city there. I was there not too long ago for the induction of the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame. So it's I've been there many times in the past. Where I'm actually originally from Corpus Christi, so it's not too far from there as well. So yes, so congratulations to you on again on those. You're starting out your young career. You got a whole lot ahead of you, and you're just doing the road. So I'm sure you've come across a lot of mentors throughout the industry that have thrown some pointers and whatnot out there to you. Anybody in particular that you want to point out?
Oh, it's not even particular. It's more the whole community of Tejano TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes, they really were the forefront when it comes to at least the support side of the industry. I feel like there's too many names to name, but if they are watching, you belong to Tejano TikTok, you know that's definitely they were the artists are so humble. A lot of them just in person were really nice to me because I'd like to show up and dance, and me and my husband, that's what we do. We're here for the music. And it so happened that I eventually got into it by doing some karaoke lives and just kind of just going with it. And eventually it was like, I'm very passionate about conjunto music. It's very much a part of my life and my family's life. So I feel like it was just coming. It was going to come along. It came naturally. There was no tension in me finding like the right person at the right time. Why I'm here right now on this podcast. Like it's really in this online radio. My terminology is off, excuse me. This is a totally different genre. It's not a podcast. It's a radio, and it's a different forefront when it comes to artists like me. It gives me an opportunity to have some kind of platform. And I think that's the most important thing that we need to have as a community. And I feel like the Tejano TikTok was that first community that gave me the opportunity to have this, journey happening at this moment. And I'm honored.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful, great stuff right there. So, I guess I would say that that there inspired you to pursue conjunto, or is this something that's been in your family roots for many?
No, that's in my blood. Let's just say that.
anyone in your family, performed, played in any?
Well, you see, if that was a long journey history of learning these past few years through my dad, is that my uncles sang together, but it wasn't something like we knew that they pursued. It was like, whoa, why didn't you tell me, Theo? They used to sing, conjunto, like together, just even in a bar. And like it's just like kind of they nonchalantly just brought it up, like, hey, you know what, Mita, since you're doing it, and I'm like, whoa. And I had great aunts that sung, but they when conjunto was coming into its height, but they didn't sing because they got married and things changed. So I think it was kind of like something that needed to come out of the dirt.
Right.
And I feel like I hope to bloom something that's worthwhile to me and my family, which conjunto is it. I feel like that's a good place for me to start.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Tony, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And I was looking forward to this interview because conjunto is something that I really love. That's what I grew up to también. So I don't want to take over the show because I got 1,000 questions, right? But
yeah, no, go ahead.
Anyways,
it narrows it down to what we're passionate about, and I feel that's what these platforms are about, is being able to share the passion for the music, and that's what I'm trying to do. I know I didn't grow up with the mic in my hand, but I've always been a performer, somebody who liked to entertain my family. It's nothing, they're just like, oh, you know what, this makes sense, Veronica would do something like that. And I got all the support from my siblings and my parents and my aunts, my cousins. I feel like I'm already, I already feel content with, like, I already have music out. Like, I get to share that with my grandkids and my great grandkids. Like, I made a change in my family, something that was kind of hidden. I took it to another elevation. I'm putting music out, I'm doing it. So I'm proud
of doing the damn thing.
You've been doing it for a short time. You've only been doing this for a short time. So, I've got several questions, but one of them that sticks out because, you probably get the same things over and over. Who's your favorite male artist, conjunto, or female? But we'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah. But as far as your music, is it stuff that you've heard in the past, or is it stuff that you've written? Is some of your song, if you've written some of it, is it personal, or just you don't mind sharing some of that with us?
Sure. So in the works is a full album. This full album will hopefully be done hopefully by the year mark, May, June, when I release my first song, my single. And I started off with remakes, but these remakes, I needed it to make them myself because I'm not the artist. I can never be that artist, but what I could do is my variations or like just my style. And that's where literally has been my little thing. Just do it your way. That's all you can do. So we did Siempre Hace Frío. Nobody can do it like Selena. Not even the original, the singer.
Right.
She sang it beautiful, the beautiful ranchera, but it was more like Selena took it to that elevation that you felt what she was saying. And the one thing I know about conjunto is you can have a sad song, but if you can dance to it, we're going to dance to it. So I said, I'm just going to, it has to be conjunto. It's always been conjunto, siempre conjunto. So that's what the reason why I did it in that style, conjunto style. And then Marimar, because I grew up watching that novela. And it's something that if I was going to show you something about me was through a song like that. It took a little bit of time between me and Eddie Perez. He's the one who's going to be working with me in my album. How did I get him on the first try? This is what I'm saying. This is where
very talented guy.
Yeah, my heart, it's like, hey, let's do it. So I have an opportunity. And Marimar came about a cumbia style. And so I wanted it to take that version and make it something fun. And so, then we do have something in the works. So I will have mixtures of songs that, the music's produced and I will write to it. And then I have sacred little songs that I feel like are mine, but I want to wait to that right time where I feel like the composure of the song is exactly what I want, because those mean a lot to me. Those are my sentimientos. Those are my feelings of what it is to be my version of the conjunto part of it. So I would organically release them as they're naturally coming. And that's how this has been going for me. So the next single will be here I'll start to promote it here in a couple of weeks, but do expect something
Yeah. So after the first single, it's going to be kind of like, this is kind of the mood or the feeling that I'm in. It's time to release this song,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, because I think that's the music I'm picking as I go. So I feel like I have a few ones that I know need to see the day of sun. Do you know what I mean? They haven't in a long time. I do have a mind that goes to the music. So
You're going to be very selective as to when you're going to release it, and makes it more personal and more special.
It does. It does. And especially, with recording, it's a whole nother thing going into the studio. If you're not used to it, it's not something you didn't grow up doing or this is your second album. It's different to hear yourself isolated. It's different to hear yourself live when you don't have music, but you have a track. Having a band or, conjunto makes a difference. And I think that's where, that's the main goal, eventually, to have a conjunto so that I can, then when you jam with your band, that's when things really happen. That's when you have the natural things happen. And that's where new music happens. And that's where the passion comes in. And to me, when I'm dancing, that gives me that. So I want to put it into music, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Great stuff. So I'm going to send out a shout out right quick to Luis Garcia. Says, hey, Veronica Chapa, what's up? Nate Martinez also says, what's up, Veronica?
Hey, see you at the fab fair, my buddy right there.
Yeah, wonderful. So everybody that's tuned in right now, we would like to send a big hello to everybody who's tuned in on Tejano TV as well. So saludos to everyone out there watching on Tejano TV. And share the live, guys. If you're watching the show, please share the live. Why not? Okay, my guest tonight, Veronica Chapa Hernandez, conjunto artist, and she is rising in the conjunto industry, doing great things right now. Like you said, an album is in the works. You're working on your third single. That should be released within a few more weeks or so be on the lookout for that. We have a couple of songs that we want to play. We're going to get to one right now. We'll just share one right now while we got these on hand right here. And let's go with the first tune that you got right now. Well, Siempre Hace Frío is what you just talked about right now. You shed some light on that as well. And you did this one here. Conjunto style, right? Yes, definitely. So everybody that's tuned into the show right now, don't forget this song here is available on all streaming platforms as well. So once again, go out there and if you like it, add it to your playlist, guys. It's out there. Siempre Hace Frío, Conjunto style right here. Veronica Chapa Hernandez on the Tejano Time Podcast. We'll be right back.
Este corazón
And it's available on all digital platforms right there. That is Siempre Hace Frío from Veronica Chapa Hernandez right here on Tejano Time. So, yes, great version. And so right now that song is out. You have another cumbia that we're going to play here shortly as well. Any plans maybe on the next single or not for a video or anything like that in the future?
I think I'm trying to wrap my head around the whole professionalism in the industry. And I think that's the hardest thing. And to me, it's like I am taking one little bite at a time. And it's like, you know what? Let me get through this music. I don't even know if they're going to like it. And that's the honest truth. I don't even know if they're going to like it. They're going to accept it. Are they going to want to hear it on the radio? I have yet to hear it on the radio. I have all of y'all supporting me. All of that, the internet support is so tremendous, because I feel like that's where I'm going to get my exposure. That's where I'm going to get that chance to, hey, do you like it? What do you want to see? And I know music videos are one of those things. And I've had my brain like, what Marimar would look like or what Siempre Hace Frío had in my head. And it's just to put it together. I'm just a one person kind of thing. I don't have manager. I don't have anything. Honestly, this project is mine, my little jewel, if you want to say. It's out of my own heart and kind of like, no tengo dinero, pero puro amor. That's what I have, so that's what I'm offering now. Until that the videos come, I have somebody in mind to help me with videos. It's just kind of like, when is it going to happen? How can I make this, come to park? Because I know that's going to be such a nice thing to have. But I think if I give myself a little time and not force it, things will work out the way they have been working out, which is go with the flow. Make sure at least to keep it professional. I'm going to have, get my website going so that there's actually somewhere instead of just an email and, me just getting around by word of mouth and making friends along the way. Cause that's pretty much how it's been. And the promoters that do help me, they're helping me because out of their heart. And that's the truth. So I have a lot of that simple love and support that I feel like I'm just going with that. And I feel like that's, it's been working out for me. But yes, wonderful. Of course, I want to make music videos. Yes. We need to see more little brown girls on the screen like us. I feel like that's important. I do. I am all for that. We have so many talented women and young women out there in our area and, just right around the corner. And so I want to make that too on a deeper level that it is possible. I have nieces and great nieces who, are shy, that like to sing, but this is making it possible for them to see someone like me, their tia, do something, and I'm my own children.
Yeah.
So it makes a difference.
For sure.
Yeah, you definitely bring a different, unique style to Conjunto. Nothing that not because you're just a female, but you can feel the energy. You can feel that it's you. I have no problem playing that up here in Lubbock. I think your style of music would be a perfect fit here in West Texas, and I'm sure down where Keith is at, and I'm sure it's different everywhere. Music hits here, doesn't hit there, but I've heard it, the song. I have no doubt that we would be onto something if you were to be here in Lubbock or the West Texas area in the future performing.
And I think that will be the thing. Right now I'm getting used to just even like doing music my way. Can you imagine, you're like, okay, yeah, that's a song I'm going to sing next, have the producer make it for you. Then you send it back when it's just, hey, it's just drum and a bajo. And then you're singing, okay, this is my version of it. You got to get your style. I'm not anybody else. I cannot, I don't have any background in music in that sense. So all of this is just raw and, just love, and let's do it. And I do take it serious that I am learning. I do practice when I'm at home to sing, things like that, so that I can, I'm taking it as serious as I can, and trying to get my feet going and make sure like, hey, you know what, I have something to give them, then I need to give them who I am. And, that's all I can do. And if the people want to hear more of the music, well, I'm already doing it. Let's just be excited at the fact that I will finish 10 songs. That's what I, dedicate myself to. I want it to be categorized so that in the future, it's Veronica Chapa Hernandez under Conjunto, woman, and that an album could be categorized into that, so that I can leave something for my family, for my great grandkids are in the future, and make some kind of difference. I'm very passionate about that, and if it's just something as small as that, I'm happy to have done something.
And you've said something that we've heard. Believe it or not, Keith, I've been keeping track here. We're 5 for 5. You're the 5th person that has said, as a new artist,
he's
that
got
you're
stats. Okay, he's got stats.
Yeah.
All right.
That you're being you. You're being you. You're not trying to be. I'm going to say something. You're not trying to be Mingo Saldivar or one of these conjunto bands. You're being you, and that's what we need more of. Bringing your own style, bringing your own, whatever it is that you're thinking, putting it out there, being different, and not trying to. And there's nothing wrong with copycatting, right? We're not knocking nobody down, but you're the 5th person that says, I'm being me. This is how I'm going to do it. You like it or you don't, and you guys are onto something, and it's everybody's so far has been awesome.
I think I think the main thing is that we're trying to bring something that we know we can do, which is us being us, and I think I can 100% agree with that, because I feel like if I were to try to market something that wasn't me, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be trying to fulfill something else, and honestly, that was never the goal. It was not somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, we love you. We want you to be an artist." It was kind of like, no, this was a deeper reason. And that was between me, my dad, and my brothers and my sister sitting around the living room. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to make some conjunto music. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I feel like I go to all the dances and I'm dancing, and man, it is such a thing when you're high on that dance floor. And well, like this past weekend, Los Nobles played in my little hometown. I was there, and man, that was fire.
They have some outstanding music. They do. They do.
And even if I get it, it's your traditional conjunto, and it's going to be music we've heard by the original artist. But the point is that if you can get the people dancing and enjoying the music, I feel like that is the winner. And that's
mission accomplished.
Yeah,
that's why who's dancing to the music? Are you playing when it's dancing music? And that's what I would like in the end. Right now, it's a different, Siempre Hace Frío. You can dance to it, but it'd be something you really just have to give a chance to, because it's not going to be your first conjunto song that you think it's going to be all men. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I ingest the men conjunto music to it, but we also have Cindy Ramos, who's doing her thing. Mingo's number 1 on the chart. Like, that's something to be proud of. And she's probably one of the ones that she said, hey, keep it conjunto. And I'm like, it. She's like, let's keep that strong. And so I feel like that support in general is going to keep us going and bring something new. And we have our traditional, conjunto artists that play the accordion, the women that play accordion. We have 956 in the house, where they're born playing the accordion. There's a lot of talent out there. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, very much so. Very much. Some of them are born with accordions, They
really were. They really were. So, your girls got to do something different. I got to bring something different. And hopefully I can bring a stage presence. That's where I feel like is the elevation to when you're making music, is learning how to have a stage presence, learning how to be able to entertain the crowd and draw them in with the music. And because, you can hear a song, playing, and it's not bad. But when you have it live and the artist is bringing that song alive to like, hey, this is what the song is really out, like to sing Marimar the way it's supposed to be. Like, yeah. And the one time I did sing it live, I'm like, oh, next time I'm not going to be yelling in the mic like that. What I sound like, I'm so picky, but I'm learning. I'm like, I'll learn very quickly, it just give me a chance. And like I said, I'm giving myself a year. If they like the singles, they'll continue to want to ask for more music. The plan is I already have music coming, expect a full album. So, it'll be there regardless.
Yep. Definitely. Just make sure you have the right people behind you to get your music out. Yeah, I know you have a lot of help from a lot of people in the industry right now. Like you said, there's a lot of people that are willing to help you, and I think that's a great thing, to get your music out. And
it's all about support. It's all about support,
basically.
Yes,
good support system.
I always get that. Be careful, just things like that. And I'm like, yes, I know, I understand, and I feel like, but I am new to the music. Like I said, I don't have management. I don't have anything like that. The music, the times I do get to play, like I'll be at fanfare with Colorado All Stars. You know, they invited me to, you know, jam with them. So that's another exposure, you know, that
Right.
I'm not have opportunity. You know, I couldn't sign myself up because I'm like, well, I don't have a website yet. I'm like, what am I, you know, I'm so humble, guys. I'm thinking to myself, why would they want me there? I just started.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, it's exposure for you. You
It
know what I mean?
is.
That's
It's, I know that.
definitely it's
Mhm.
gonna open more doors for you. Who knows?
You never know.
You just yeah,
Exactly.
you got to just hang tight and be patient. I'm
Oh,
sure it'll come to you. You know what I mean? You got 2 songs out. Your third single's just about to release. You're
mhm.
working on the album. It's only gonna go. It's only gonna get better from here. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're gonna give it a year. I'd give it 2 years. You know, if I was you, I mean, I'd give it a little bit more time. You
Any
know,
advice?
just to definitely try to get your music out there.
Okay.
Work with some people, work with some great team members that you can get a hold of and whatnot, and so they can push your music. And like I said, we've got it. Whoever did the job that you were handling with before
Yes.
was able to send it out. So whoever did that, I'd trust them to help you along the way. But anyhow, yeah, definitely, that's one thing that we wanted to stress right there is just make sure you have the right team behind you, and
Yep.
you will accomplish what you need to accomplish. And the rest is all going to be up into the fans or the listeners, into their
Yes.
hands. It's all going to be up to them to whether
Yeah.
they, of course, they like it or not. But yeah, so how do you see yourself representing the conjunto community and culture in the future?
Culture wise, is that there's a lot of girls like me, women like me, who have things to say, and you know, and sometimes I don't feel like I'm the only woman who loves conjunto this
Hmm.
much. You know, I feel like there's a lot of us
It's a lot.
that just didn't have an opportunity to just want to be as upfront as it. You know, if we're missing a unit, you know, I'm new to this. I've been a
Hmm.
dancer on the dance floor. I'm going to show up to all the bailes, but to be on this side, I know I say that
It's
truthfully,
yeah,
but
yeah.
to say this on the music side, if there's missing a avenue, there's not a paved road, then we need to do it.
Hmm. You're right.
We need to
Because
get
I
to
mean,
it. And I'm a worker. So if that's
hmm
what needs to be done, you know, hey, you know what, we need this to get going, and we need more of us to get together and make it happen. We need to maybe put on our own shows. And I'm up for it. I'm ready to do that too. I feel like that energy needs to be there too. And if we need to make it happen first for ourselves because it's not there yet, then we'll do
hmm
it. And
yeah,
whoever is willing to do it with me, let's get to it. You know, I'm up
yeah,
for it. It's a lot of
definitely.
fun.
If the road ain't paved, let's pave it. You know what I mean?
Let's
Let's go.
do it. Mhm.
Tony will help with that. He'll pull out the truck and the asphalt and everything, right, Tony?
I'm ready.
I've got the tow ropes ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Veronica, another important question I have for you as a female artist in the traditionally male-dominated genre of conjunto. What message do you hope to convey to younger women?
Mm.
I know you're still young in your career right now. I mean, your music. Well, I mean, young in
Recent
your
career.
a year young in your journey. So it's
So I've
I
worked
don't.
with women my whole career, and will plan to in my future career as a nurse. So to me, it would always be the same message, which is always encouragement, and building each other up to build stronger women. And
Mhm.
if that's their music, I'm okay with that. I'm really something, but really traditionally, that's what conjunto music is about. And not, it's about suffering. It really is. It's the blues to me because it really does show the what is really going on in the household,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
pain, the hurt, things that we're trying to
Mhm.
change from generations. And so to
Yeah.
me, it's that deep, not something like, hey, this is just fun, you know, get music out and I want to be
Right.
famous. No, 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 no. It's just way deeper than that. This is like an enrichment, for the
Mhm.
younger women or younger girls, let's say, because I'm already, you know, close to being the, you know, senora. So
Yeah.
I should teach the younger ones that it is more than just music, you know, and if we have women like myself writing music about what really matters and lyrics that really touch home, which is being able to bridge
Mhm.
something. I
Right.
don't
Right.
know. There's something there for me, you know. I just,
Mhm.
it's in my heart, and whatever it is, it has to come alive and into reality. And so I'm all in. I'm here already.
Yeah. Good deal.
Well, interesting.
T-
Yeah. I mean,
Tony,
you
Tony,
know,
you were supposed to pick up the ball there. I don't know what
yeah,
happened.
I know.
Okay.
She had me thinking, but going back to like
What are
Key
your
said,
thoughts?
it's
That's what's going to help me as an artist. What are your thoughts? What is it that, we need? In the end, I can only give what I'm going to give.
Yeah.
But it's
right.
something, the only way we're going to know is like, hey, you know what? If it isn't there, I'm unaware of it.
Mhm.
Because when I dance to it, I'm satisfied. No matter if my nieces and my nephews are dancing, all of our dances that we do hold as a family when we get bands, and Santiago got to stop playing, just for one of our anniversary dances, because that's the type of family we are. I want that to make in a long lasting, rooted memory for my great nieces and nephews. We're not going to stop. My brothers and sisters, even though we know we can't have our parents forever, but it's something that's really we enjoy doing. So I don't know. I mean, we're here. I feel like it's something I'm very proud. I get to sit with my dad like this weekend. I got to sit with him on his birthday. We celebrated his birthday. We got to talk about the music I'm doing right now. And he's like, he when he approves of it, and he's like, it's your style. I can see it's your style. Just keep on doing that. And I'm like, okay. So once he approves something, I'm kind of like, I feel at ease with it, and let the world have it.
Yeah. It's like Keith said, that's what I was here listening to you and thinking, it is dominated by the males, but if we had more people like you out there that don't be scared. Go out there and do it, because what do we hear time after time on our shows is that you don't know until you try.
Exactly.
And you and a few others, finally coming out here and doing what you love to do, hopefully inspires and pushes other female, even if it's not even conjunto.
No, it's just the point of doing it.
Just in general, that it can be done if you just set your heart to it. Hopefully, one day that somebody will come to you and tell you, I'm doing this because of something that you said or something you did. I bet and that time will come, Veronica. I'm sure it will, that you're going to inspire somebody at some point. It happens.
Yeah. So, well, but I would take that, in my heart, as honorable as it is, because that's the whole point. It's the whole point. And I appreciate y'all having me on here and giving me the opportunity and a platform to, so people understand why I'm doing this. Like, it's not, hey, you know what? I know it was a funny thing starting off on Tejano TikTok. Those who do know me from there, it ended up being something different, different and deeper, because when I found the community, that was something like, whoa, that was my first time having Tejano on like social media. We had a space outside of seeing each other at the concerts. It was something like we had online space to take that, hey, we're here. We have a lot of influence to have, whether we're comedians, whether we're people who like the culture, dancing style, girls who like to show off, like, hey, you know what, this is where I wear to the baile. The point is that we needed space. We're hungry for space.
Yeah.
You've been robbed of space for too long, if you ask me. And I feel like the only way we're going to have that is by making the space. And if we got to say, hey, you know what, this is our community, we need to make space. But in order to do that, we got to support each other. We got to accept each other. We got to make that space for each other. There's room. There's room,
Yeah. And that's kind of like what I say, to some people, is there's plenty of air for everybody. And here lately, I've been involved in a couple other things the last couple of days. It's not, and I'm going to use conjunto as one of the examples too. Tejano / conjunto, it's not dead. It's kind of been forgotten. And we've got artists, brand new artists that are, you know what, we're going to do this. We're going to bring back Tejano conjunto music. It's going to take some time to build it back up, but it's not dead.
Now, honestly, I didn't get that opportunity. Look, my brothers in the 90s were at the dances. I'm talking about when Mas was in Alice, when Alice was it. We're talking about to Arcos production when Tony De La Rosa and all them, Ricky Naranjo, Ruben Naranjo and Senior, and to, let's just skip all those, everybody who came out of there, Jocelyn, I can't name them all. But the point is that it was so rooted there, and the dances were it. That's when they knew that they were it.
Yeah.
They would have probably not have been like accepted anywhere else, but the South Texas ate it up in a sense that it became a lifestyle for never going away. When I'm saying like it never went away. I just when I was in high school, it was in 2004. That'll give you my age. The thing is, they didn't go dancing. And I was waiting for that era. That's when that dance lifestyle kind of died off. Now we have everybody dancing again because it was like their parents' music. And now we're at our age and we care about caring about caring. Do you feel me? So now we want to keep that culture alive. And so when I did go out this weekend and I saw it, and that gave me something inside. Like I said, yes, this is going to be the time they need to see women doing conjunto. And I can't wait to like do it one day and be able to have that opportunity. And I feel like if we can have that lifestyle again where we're at the dances and everybody's showing up, now we can have a circuit going of conjunto once again, and the band's feeling their time again in the halls. And then you got your dancers, and now the younger generation can understand, conjunto is that style. It really is something that's never going to go away, because the traditional polka, I mean, you're going to get on the floor if you know how to dance it or not,
Yeah.
It's just you got to give it opportunity. And I hope the time is now, because I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It never died with me. So I'm here doing it. I don't think it's not gone. To me, it's going to be here for all of Texas style living. Like the Tejano is always going to embrace it because it's the father of what we're doing now. All of that frontera music. I mean, they're at the border, Roma, Texas. We're talking about like, man, the history is so rich. There's no way. What could you do? No. I say no. I make absolutely not. Let's not use those cultural words. It's never been gone. We're just dusting off. Maybe we're dusting off the records, and instead of having them on our records, that makes me proud. I want to see my music in the record store.
Well, you can still. I'm sure there's still some record stores, and there's still hard copies that you can get made. So
we're talking about hard copies too. I'm going to do hard copies too. There's no way that's just going to be all digital.
Yeah, people still collect those, or they still like CDs, and I mean, it's still there. It's not completely gone yet,
It is.
They're even doing vinyl again,
Yeah, I know. I want a vinyl too. I saw that is so cool. I want a vinyl. If
I'm one of those collectors, because I remember Keith a few months ago was looking for a song that he just couldn't find, and one of his DJs reached out también. I said, I think I have that. He's like, there's no way. He's like, but we don't want it live. I said, no, I have the original, but it's going to take me some time to dig it up because I haven't used CDs in forever. But I was confident, and I had it. I was able to help Keith out and give him the original copy, that the song that he wanted.
And that's there's so many people. My brother's one of them. He collects original records. He likes to keep categories of old conjunto. And now, he's more concentrating on the dance style changing over time with music. So him and my dad could sit there for hours, who was playing with so-and-so when they came here and they changed over the bass player. And I'm like, me, I'm just going with the flow. That's just music talk in the living room, in the sala. That's normal. But, but now we're like different. Like now we're like, hey, my brother's very proud. He's like, you're doing it, carnalita. And I'm like, I know.
Amazing. That's good. And you have your family support, and that means a lot, I'm sure to you. And I want to send some shout outs right quick. We got Alejandro Lopez Samen says saludos, watching the show. Norma Salazar says hello. Also Mr. J Sterling, saludos, watching the show. Stephanie Arlene Ochoa, saludos a todos. Saludos, Stephanie. And Sandy Peña también, saludos, watching the show.
Hey, Sandy.
Great deal, guys. Yes. So if you have any questions for Veronica, feel free to drop them in the comments box, guys, and we'll get to them right there. But we got another song that we want to play for everybody out there that's tuned into the show. Everybody on Tejano TV, saludos. Thank you for tuning in to Tejano Time Podcast. All right. So tell me a little bit about this song. You did mention a few things about it early on during the beginning of the show. Marimar. It's something you watch a novela, of course.
Yes.
And I've heard it because I think my wife actually watched that before. And I used to hear the theme song all the time, and to me, it didn't get annoying, but I knew that that's what she was watching when I heard it. You know what I mean? Because it's like every time.
I'm about to annoy you, Keith. Come on.
And it was like, again? And she's like, well, it's not over yet. And I said, well, how long are they?
Episodes are in that show?
Yes.
130 something. And
I figured that out after a while. Yeah, that was on my TV for a long time. I got to watch nothing. But anyhow, But anyhow, yes, that's where I remember that song when I first heard the song
Yes.
Marimar. I was like, that's what that is. There we go.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's the story behind that song right there. And you did a cumbia style,
I
right?
did a cumbia style. We worked on that with Eddie Perez, and so we did a. He was like, there's a lot of elements. I'm like, I know, there's a lot of elements, but what you can do for me, just make sure that melody is on the accordion. All of my music has to be around that accordion. I know that's the hardest part because I don't have one that's set for me personally.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Where
Yeah, it makes sense.
it
Yeah,
makes
because
a lot of sense when you the sound you want your accordion to play. And so I don't play. Mess around with the accordion, but since I don't play, I don't have. I feel like it's not that much control over the song. But he did it right. He did it fine, and I mean, he's getting it. I feel like any song I'm giving him, he's getting what you know. I'm trying to get across, and I feel like
yeah.
that's enough for me right now. Let's just make the music. Let me pick the songs that I would like to do, and the songs that I'm writing to based off of what he produces for me.
Awesome, awesome. Do you play any instruments at all?
Like I said, I mess around with it. I don't play any instruments. I
Okay,
feel like I, I don't know. It's not something that I naturally came to me. My kids do. They
okay,
all play
okay.
music. And we have so much music instruments here. We have drums, the bass, a guitar, piano, accordion, uh, saxophone. What
Wonderful.
else?
Well,
Viola.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Tony is probably one of the top cowbell players up in West Texas. Just so you know. Okay.
I don't know where it's at, but I know it's here somewhere.
We could start with the cowbell. I mean, I really don't have no. I don't have no band. We could start. We don't have nobody. We'll start with that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to ask because, on instruments, right away we think conjunto, Keith asked you, do you play any instruments? So right away one thinks conjunto, the accordion. Is there
Accordion.
anyone besides the accordion that you wish or that you might consider in the future? Like, you know what? I'm going to take an interest in the bajo or, or
Play
something. Yeah,
for me to play. Oh, it would be accordion.
it would be the accordion.
Oh, yeah. Like if God could grant me that right now, because I think he knew better not to give me that gift right away, naturally. Because I think that would have like set me, I think that would have set me apart right away. Had I known how to play an accordion, like my dad just said, hey, you know what? This is what he gave it to me because we like conjunto. No, he chose dancing. He said that he couldn't sing. So his brothers could sing together, but he couldn't. So he chose dancing. And that's what we grew up knowing how to do the best was
Mhm.
dancing as a family. But
Yeah.
had I known, I definitely accordion right away. I mean, that
Accordion.
would make my life easier. I could come up with the melody and write to this music. It's
Mm.
that's where it matters the most to me, if you ask me. But hey, if I have a good accordion player and we sit and jam together, I think he's gonna understand what I'm trying to convey over that because
Yeah.
I do understand how I want a soft scale to go. I don't need all the jazz and whistles of like this is a rock band on my accordion. I really do love the classic scaling of like a soul, so I have a certain sound I would like, but for right now we're just putting out some conjunto music, my style, something fun. Marimara is one of those. It's cumbia style. It gives you something fun to do, and that's like it's catchy. I feel like
Yeah.
it's gonna be something. Hey, I know that song, and that was something like, hey, maybe people will recognize it, and it has never been done on our Tejano side. So what can we do? Give you something new.
Yeah, I
And that's what
find
it's
it.
about.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Uh, that the females are getting more and more into it. You have Las Phoenix, of course,
Yeah.
but the accordion to me doesn't change. The one instrument that I've seen change, I'm not going to give my age out, but anyways, the bajo has changed. From 6 strings to what 12 now or more,
And
and
electric.
I just find it awesome that it's not just for the males. I see females taking that bajo to the next level.
If
For
we can get
example,
me an all-girl conjunto band, I'm for that because my segundo could be there.
yeah,
Not,
the
Okay.
no, really though, because Carmen Hernandez and her sister, I wish my sister would grown up to do that. I think it would have been something like that. Laura and Carmen Hernandez really that album like really is something nice, and to hear that style of old conjunto really it's inspired me really that
Mhm.
so it's kind of like if we can you never know. You never know. You might have an all-woman conjunto band. You never know. We can just totally eradicate the whole industry
Yeah.
with all
The
that. Just do something,
Yeah.
the
But
two
if I
young
could
ladies
play
that
the accordion, oh man, I feel like I'd have a superpower for sure.
yeah, the two young ladies that I look and I see their videos. They're a Christian band.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've heard of them. Dedicados al Rey or something like that.
No.
I'd have to pull it up in a second, but they're two young ladies. Her name's Andrea. She's behind the accordion, and then her little sister on that bajo. And I'm just amazed. I'm like, wow,
Yeah, like
these young ladies.
Las Divas, right? Las Divas Carmen, and I forgot her little sister's name. They play too in the conjunto circuit. They're something else. You definitely haven't heard of them. You're gonna definitely hear them more and more, especially Los Arcos, Hermanos Peña. That's where I found them in that conjunto circuit, and I'm telling you, it was the best show. I wish we had more turnout. Because I'm like, no, they're missing out on a whole dance if they come to this awards. I mean, there's so much music out there that we're barely tapping into because there's not that exposure. No, I feel like that has to change. Something has to change, and if I feel like once we can make a circuit going and happening and make it fun again and make everybody dancing again and getting everybody to show up to dances, I feel like Conjunto can do that. If you ask me, I have 100% faith that Conjunto can do that. We can bring in the house when it comes to selling out for dances.
Mm-hmm. And just to get back, those two young ladies I was talking about, it's them and their brothers, and they are called Dedicados al Rey. Really nice group. I don't know, Keith, if you've heard of them or not.
No.
Yeah, if you haven't, even Veronica,
I'll check
them
them
out. Yeah, they're awesome. They and they have that kind of conjunto feeling to it, even though they're playing Christian music. I share a lot of that stuff. You said Los Arcos Hermanos Peña. I sometimes send them those videos because I'm trying to challenge Jerry that, hey, this little girl might be able to give you competition there on that accordion.
There's a lot of competition. But I don't even say competition. I just feel like there's a lot of talent that needs to be exposed. I feel like that's what I don't know. I don't want any other industries. Like, I don't want to be in any other bigger industry. I want to be a part of the industry we have here, what we have right now. And I'm not trying to make it big to get somewhere else, if that makes sense. I don't have a future plan to I want to be here and then make it in the, English album or something like that. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, throw in country because, I mean, honestly, we're already in that run. So I'm going to embrace that. I grew up, I sing Miranda Lambert. I like country. So it's something like, hey, if that's where it's going to go, then let's do it. But I'll probably pick some old country, something that we have not heard in a while. I like things that are different. I don't like things that are done the way it's supposed to do. I'm gonna mix it up.
Yeah.
It's all in God's timing when the time comes.
Yes.
Solamente Dios, He gives and He takes. So
amen to that.
Yeah.
Well, let's spin Marimar right quick.
We'll be
right back. Yes. Let's hear this right quick, guys. And once again, it is available on all digital platforms to stream and add it to your playlist, guys. And this is Marimar right here with Veronica Chapa Hernandez.
Cuando lo
There you have it, guys, right there. That's right. Marimar right there, and that is with Veronica Chapa Hernandez. That is a cumbia style right there for you. All right, there. Conjunto artist Veronica Chapa is on our show tonight as our special guest, along with my host, Tony V. Had a great show, guys. Yes, and definitely we got a few more questions before we wrap things up here. Thank you again to everybody that's tuned into the show. But before we go, what changes would you like to see in the conjunto music industry, Veronica, and how can we work to get there?
I feel if the biggest change I would like to see, I feel like a bigger network, whether that
Okay.
creating more movement, maybe a bigger award ceremony, something that gets us more exposure. More
Yeah,
exposure.
well, that makes
So, like,
sense. Yeah.
if you're not in the, I feel like if you're not in the conjunto circuit, like you don't go to the bailes, you're not trying to go to the dances, and you know where they're going and what little town it's Seguin. If you're not like me, I want it to be more available. Like you really do want people to all show up for to keep it there because I know they're there. I show up whether I know I show up when they're playing, but I would obviously want more. If they're going to be playing here in San Antonio, I want them all the exposure they
Mm-hmm.
can get. So
Yeah.
a lot of the younger generations to come dancing. So just get everybody hyped up about going to the dances again. If that can make that a goal, that'd be awesome.
Yes, because I'm sure you remember La Villita. La Villita de Hernández. That was probably the most happening spot there
That's
in
what
that
I'm trying to
area in
do.
the 90s. Huh?
I didn't get to experience that. I was too young to go.
You were too young? Well, you
Yeah,
remember what, but I'm sure your family has told you about that place,
yes.
right?
I was there
Yes.
for quinceañeras and weddings, but like the actual ones, I have to buy tickets to let me in. I was too young. Okay, but I saw
Yeah.
I saw my sisters living in their Rocky Mountain jeans and getting ready, and I want that vibe again. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? That
It does make
it
sense.
was so strong, and that's what I want.
It was. It was huge back in those days, yes. And then it wasn't just on the Tejano side, it was Conjunto as well. They were huge, and
Tony De La Rosa for I don't know how many times we had for RNC dances. Who can say that?
yeah.
I
No,
can.
you're right. Yeah.
I
There's
can.
not.
And those dos cigarros, like, come on, that's where we need to get. Like, I feel like, and if we could throw in the girl versions and the whole 9 yards, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Yeah.
have my version of Muchacha Alegre. Like, I want to have something.
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
do something.
we definitely will here to support you 110%,
Mm.
on your journey as well. So don't forget about that. Bobby Castaneda says hello, everyone, and he loves your positivity right there.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
And Nate says I get to play this song, he says.
Yes. I can't wait to do that live. That will actually be my first time with a live band
Yeah.
backing me for that song. Yes.
Great deal. And he says, wow, great song from Veronica Chapa. That's from Luis Garcia.
Thank you.
Roxanne Maldonado says, hey, sissy.
Hey,
La-
sissy.
yes, La Villita Dance Hall. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That was a great spot right there back in those days, well, I'm going to say back in the 90s, should I say,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, yes,
early
yes.
90s, maybe earlier than that, probably, I'm sure the late 80s, if not, if anything, but I do remember that place. So, yeah, and everybody who tuned in, thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you guys. Tony, well, one thing, Veronica, do you have a favorite conjunto song of all time? I know you're probably going to say all of them or all of them that get you on the dance floor and all that stuff, but I'm sure you have one.
Yeah, and I
One.
hate to be on that spot.
We have to put you in that spot.
Muchacho Alegre.
There you go.
I really do.
Yeah.
I feel like what he has to say in that song, I feel like I'd like to say as a woman.
Wow.
Highly
Yeah.
favored, and we got the life, we got the sabor. It's like you got the want to be like, I am happy. You haven't heard about me, like I just want that. When I listen to it, I feel like that's what it does for me. It kind of hypes me up, and I feel like I want that kind of music for women in conjunto. Does that make sense? I want to transfer that energy to where, like, hey, we have those same lyrics. We have that same energy inside. We just haven't put it out there. It's always like, I know I don't want to do any other version but myself. So, like, that's what I need to put out there is to get my version out there, and it'll take some time.
Yeah. And I like what you're doing right now with the music, though. Don't get
Thank
me wrong.
you.
I mean, props to you. You know what I mean? It's not the, I mean, I get it. You want to put your flavor to it, and that's what we need nowadays. We need some flavor
Yeah,
in the music, and not just on the Tejano side, but I mean, of course, the conjunto, or not just the conjunto, but on the Tejano side as well, because it's
everyone.
it's time for a change. You know what I mean? It,
Yeah.
it, it does make a lot of sense to put your flavor to it, and you did just that with these two songs. So keep
Yeah.
going, reach for the
Thank you.
stars,
Appreciate it. And I
Mhm.
sure will. I'm excited. And every
and you
time I
should
get
be.
to, I'm super excited. I mean, I feel like I still it's still kind of like shocking that I'm still doing this, that I'm really on here with y'all. Like as humbling as that sounds, I really do. It's still shocking to me that I'm making it happen for myself.
Wonderful. Well, yeah, and we're glad to have you, to share your story, your music with our viewers and everybody on Tejano TV también that's tuned in. Veronica Chapa Hernandez. Search her, okay? Search her on social media. What platforms are you on, Veronica?
I'm on Facebook at the moment. I don't have everything set up for professional, but if it's gonna be something that you want to meet me on a professional, or just please email me at veronica.latejano1@gmail.com, and then I can go from there when it comes to like the more professional side. Everything that is happening for me is by mutual friends on Facebook, people who are just giving me opportunity. When I say I don't have much of anything, but love to give, this
Yeah.
is what I'm giving you. And just give me a few, a moment. I will gather everything so that I actually have a Facebook page. You can, at least keep up with, events or things that I'm going to be doing. I do have the film awards with Mr.
Yes.
Jesse Torres coming up.
Hmm.
I have fanfare with Colorado All Stars. I had y'all's interview tonight. So I'm just kind of like waiting to see what happens, coming here in the next few weeks when I release the music, and we
Hmm.
can get back into, hopefully y'all can have me back on here for my
For sure.
my next single.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
definitely. We'll
Mhm.
definitely do that, and we'll definitely welcome you back here to the show in the future. There's no doubt about that. We'll definitely welcome you back. We have new artists, some established artists here and there. But we would like to cater a lot to the new artists that are out there trying to make a name for themselves and whatnot. Because
Appreciate that.
again, there's no platform. Radio will not play a lot of new artists. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part. So you got to give them somewhere to start. And
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 it's
why
because
not?
of you guys, that literally why I said in the beginning that you're not going to get that kind of support, unfortunately. But I get it. That's why I said I was giving myself a year just to work on music so that I can at least getting to the point where they can quote unquote accept me into the stream of like, hey, she is being serious. This is something she wants to do. It's not like I'm trying to make some popularity out of it. And
Hmm.
it's not about that. It's really about the music, and I genuinely love what I'm doing at the moment, and hopefully it'll come out through the music.
Yeah,
Yep.
great. Love your energy. Love your energy. So,
Appreciate that.
Yep.
yes. Any last
Yep.
words, Tone?
No, I mean, I think we're we're already at an hour, but I know the owner of the podcast, so I'm going to ask you anyways.
Go
At the
ahead. Go
beginning
ahead.
of the show, I asked you real quick, if you don't mind sharing, who is Keith kind of asked kind of the similar question, but who is your favorite female and or male conjunto band?
Well, it's kind of hard, but I'll tell you, I'll just start with new. Okay. So women, on the women's side, on women's side, I love me some Cindy Ramos. I feel like I love her, what she brings, her kind of edgy rock conjunto in there, her style. I love that. Honestly, I really do. And I appreciate that. And male side, I would have to say Santiago Garza y Los Naturales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santiago
He's
Garza.
genuinely, I do really enjoy his range of his vocal
Yeah,
range.
his vocals.
I feel it's
Yes.
so unique. I really haven't heard that since like Tony De La Rosa, that higher voice when he's younger. Tony got a little bit rust and age to it. I feel like it changed over time, but that higher, he can
Hmm.
definitely be in that range, and I enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite, the newer ones now.
That's fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, good choices too.
Of course,
Yeah.
Los Cucuys. I don't know. You get me started. There's too many. Like, Los
Right.
Nobles this weekend. That was like, oh man, it's just there's too much music. But yeah, I would say new genre now. Conjunto would have to be Santiago Garza. Is
Mm.
my male, and Cindy Ramos would have to be my female top ones for conjunto.
There you go. Yeah, some great,
Cool.
great choices right there as well. I
Yep,
mean,
good choices.
yes. Hmm. Well, Veronica, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on the show
Yeah.
tonight.
Appreciate you.
You're always welcome back in the future. There's no doubt about that. We will have you back sometime in the future. Um, Again, keep doing what you're doing. Just get the right people behind you as you move forward. And all we can do is just wish you nothing but the best. Here in the future, and with everything that you got going on, you got a new single that's about to drop again. She's going to drop an album, sometime soon. She's working on that. Down the line, maybe we might get a video out of her or not, but she's again,
Yeah.
how well, she wants to focus on her music right now, is releasing her music and
Yes.
whatnot, and how well that does. We'll make a decision as to if she's going to release one or not, right? Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we could wrap one together. I hope to get one going at least. Hey, you never know. I might come up with like a thing, something really cool. I thought about it. I was like, I can't get videos out right away because, I'm just one person and I'm funding myself. I don't have all the funds. I'm not booked every weekend. I'm a working nurse, normal person. I thought to myself, something maybe like a portfolio video that gives you a storyline of all the music that we just went through, because, you just got to be creative. And there's a lot of creative people out there that are doing digital kind of marketing themselves and doing music videos and doing like digital art for the artists. And I would love to tap into that as well, because we do have other people working behind the scenes of engineering, setting up the whole show, or having your digital artwork in the back at the show.
Yeah.
I need those people too. Those are the people you're talking about, the people behind you. And I feel like that's what really makes a difference with changing things, marketing different when it comes to maybe the conjunto world. It's a little bit different. It's always just like, hey, good music is just 4 people up there playing an instrument and they have the whole dance floor dancing, and then there's someone like me, who's saying, hey, you know what, maybe I could just add a little bit razzle dazzle. And that's what women do anyway, right? Aren't we divas for a reason? I mean,
very, very true. One last comment here. Roxanne says here, Chapa style. I guess we were
Chapa
talking about
style,
something.
it's Sissy. Yes.
All right. So good things. Guys, great to have everybody aboard with us during the show tonight. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in. Share the live. You still got some time to share it. Go back and watch it later and whatnot. But thank you so much, everybody. My guests tonight, Veronica, my co-host, Mr. Tony, Damien as well. We appreciate you guys both. And y'all have a great night. God bless. And thank you so much. But hang tight, okay? Go ahead. Any last words? Anybody want to say something?
Veronica, thank you for taking time tonight to join us. I know, Keith is probably the same way. Looking forward to the rest of your music. And, we'll be spinning it here on our radio station también. We're all about conjunto here. So I'm really looking forward to it. You bring something very unique and different. And I love it. I can't wait to hear the rest. I can't wait to hear the rest of it.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Awesome,
ma'am.
Awesome. Y'all have a great night.
You too, Keith.